So I just wanted to share with y'all real quick my story of how I got into acting. I know a lot of people who don't know me, they've been wondering, or people that have known me a little while but just don't know how I got into it. So here we go, let's get into it. So essentially how I got into acting is, at the time I was attending Lincoln University in Missouri, Jefferson City, LUBT. Oh, we got Lou. Anyway, I was there. I went there on a marching band scholarship. Music was a huge part of my life for a long time. I've been doing, band since I was in 6th grade, but I've always kind of been around music in general. So I went down there on the marching band scholarship, and to fast forward a little bit, one day I was sitting in my dorm room, and at the time, I was just sitting there wondering, like, man, I think at the time I was majoring in broadcast journalism, and I was just like, dude, 5 or 10 years from now, am I really gonna be excited or happy about this career path? And I remember going into my counselor's office or advisor. I've been out of school for a little while. Went to my advisor's office, and I remember in the back of my head when I first went in there, I asked her, like, what is something that's similar to acting? And they told me broadcast journalism, so that's how I got into that. Anyway, back to that, where I was just wondering, am I going to be really satisfied in 5 or 10 years with a career in broadcast journalism? And I thought about it, I was like, I don't know, I don't think so. So to fast forward just a little bit more, I had one of my favorite teachers in high school, Miss Michelle Lee. She told me about a theater camp. And the theater camp was the Perry Mansfield Performing Arts School and Camp in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, I believe. And she told me about it. Again, I'm a kid from the hood, I ain't got no money. The fact I'm even in college is funny because I didn't want to do college in the first place. I'm like, I'm already struggling here, in high school because of the way standardized tests and things are, and everybody doesn't test the same way. That's another subject for another day. But I was already believing the hype of, like, I'm not smart enough to go to college, so I don't want to go to college, but I ended up going. So after that, she told me about the camp. I looked it up and did my research. I'm like, I don't have the money for this camp, not at all. So, I told her, it's like, I would like to give it a shot, but I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can afford it. Or actually, let me backtrack. So yeah, I was in my dorm room and I was thinking about that. So I just prayed. I said, God, what am I supposed to do with my life? I mean, I kind of always liked acting, and I remember watching Kenan and Kel and all that when I was growing up. I would remember watching them, Kenan and Kel specifically, watching them and be like, man, they look like they're having a lot of fun up there. I would love to do that. I think I can do that. That's as far as it went. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian at some point, but I'm not funny enough to do that. So, luckily I realized that before, things got out of hand. But I was a class clown type and all that. So when I did that, when I saw them, I did that, whatever, went to the side of that. So I prayed and I was just like, show me. I mean, acting is something that I'm kind of like interested in, but I don't know. Whatever. And then after I prayed about that, I don't remember specifically, but it was pretty short after, where my teacher, Miss Lee, told me about the Perry Mansfield Performing Arts School theater camp. So I was like, okay. And I prayed and I was like, okay, I can't afford this, but we'll see. And you know what? Because I can't afford this and this is completely out of my control, if this is what I'm supposed to do, open up the door and make it work, make it happen. That way I know this is what I'm supposed to do. So fast forward a little bit more, she helps me sell candy bars to raise money and everything like that. And if I'm forgetting some of the detail, please forgive me. But I believe Melinda from the KC Rep, she helped Miss Lee to kind of fund me to go to the camp. So with the candy bar money and everything, it wasn't quite enough. So I think she helped fund me there, or she either somehow I was able to get like a scholarship through there. The details are a little muddy because it's been a while, but that's kind of what happened. So when that door opened and I knew that, I was like, yo, obviously this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna do it. So from that point on, 2011, the summer of 2011, I knew at that point that acting was what I was called to do. So you know, after that, I made plans. I came back from the camp and I talked to Dr. Govain at Lincoln. And I said, you know, I know you can minor in theater here. Is there a major in it? And if so, like, how do I get into it? If it's not, what are some other schools? I think about going back home to UMKC. Well, I'm from Kansas, UMKC's Missouri, but I was thinking about going back, you know, back home to do it. And he asked me, what schools you thinking about? And I was like, well, UMKC, that's the closest thing to my house. And he was like, do it. So, and originally at that time, I wouldn't even think, because I didn't know nothing about theater. I primarily had a sports and music background. So I wasn't thinking nothing about no acting or no theater. So, you know, I'm just like, okay, how do I get into this then? What schools? I don't know. What are the best schools or whatever. I don't know but at me, I'm just like, yo, I'm a hustler. No matter where I go, I'm gonna get the best out of it. So it didn't matter to me where I went. So I ended up going to UMKC. And, you know, again, confirmation after confirmation after confirmation of how I got in, how you know, God opened up that door for me to walk into this calling of mine. And he's revealed some amazing things. He's revealed some, if I'm real, he's revealed some very big things that kind of intimidate me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. He's given me a tall order of things that I need to do, you know, in this career path, and I know I'm called to do it, and I get confirmation about it all the time in a bunch of different ways, which I know that's God's way of letting me know, hey, you can't give up on this, because this is what you're supposed to do now. So, you know, but yeah, that's how I got into it. That's my story, and it's still being told. It's still being written. So, you know, appreciate you taking the time out to listen to it, and stay tuned for more.